Welcome so much our viewers to this YouTube channel. My name is Christine Onyango. I'm a student here at PWANI University, and today we are coming to you live from PWANI University. And welcome so much to our video today. The content we'll be sharing with you today is so critical to parents outside there and also to our audience at large. And so, as we shared with you on our introduction, today we are going to touch on a very critical topic, the reality about life in campus. And so we are going to paint to you the real picture that happens here in the university and all across the universities here in Kenya. So what we're going to come to you with today, just something that the reality that happens in PWANI University, being an illustration of what happens in all other universities across Kenya. And so welcome so much, and as we begin right away, I have my chief guest here with me. I'll give him time to introduce himself to you, our audience, even as we progress. Welcome so much, and introduce yourself to our viewers.
Thank you very much, Christine. I'm humbled to be in the show and in your talk as well. I am Frederick Kwere, a student at PWANI University, pursuing a Bachelor of Arts in Literature.
Thank you so much, Frederick Kwere. You're a fourth-year student here in PWANI University?
Yeah, I'm a fourth-year student.
Oh, meaning you've been here for the past 4 years here in PWANI University?
Yeah, I can say four years, but I did it deferred, so I can say I'm a fifth-year student in PWANI University.
A fifth-year student here in PWANI University?
Yeah.
And so, meaning you've really seen life and you've lived to see the life here in the university for the past 4 years that you've been here?
Yeah, indeed, we've enjoyed life, and at least have a clue of what life in the university entails.
Yeah, and so if I may ask, from the moment you joined PWANI University, which year did you join in PWANI University?
I was enrolled in 2016.
2016?
Yeah, as a fresher in PWANI University.
As a fresher in PWANI University?
Yeah.
And so from the time you got enrolled into this institution in 2016, I know you came in as an innocent child just from high school. You are so innocent, you are a very raw student, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but kindly tell us, has that been the trend from your first year to your fourth year, that innocence? Has it been the same from your year 1 to your year 2 to your year 3, and now you are year 4, year 5? Or there's somewhere that along the way you compromised and just talk to us.
Not really, but I'm still innocent, or I was innocent when I came in PWANI University. But
what do you mean by innocent? Like you hadn't known about life, like you are just this person who, you do your things with sanity of mind, and you didn't know much about, maybe if I may use an example of maybe drug abuse, something like alcohol. So you're innocent to that. You had no clue about.
Yeah, talking of innocence here, maybe at university, when you're enrolled in the university, the mind or the home-based mentality that you normally have, it's totally different when now you encounter life in the university. Mm-hmm. So when you're enrolled, you are innocent, maybe you're free from drug abuse, and maybe say the dating life, maybe you're never used to such a life, right?
So you say that was your innocence at year 1 as you joined PWANI University?
Yeah.
So
after joining PWANI University, since I was green about the pleasure in the university, right? So I was curious to test this life, because as youths, that curiosity, everyone is always curious, at least to test that life at the university. And to make the matters worse, I can say that in the university there's a lot of freedom.
A lot of freedom.
Yeah, and this freedom is the one which now accelerate all these things, because when youths, we are free to do anything that we want. Now we take that as an added advantage,
Oh, you are free, meaning you are away from the watch of your parents, the close watch of your parents. Like you are now in a world that you can do anything and anything under the sun.
Yeah, indeed, there's no follow-up, because when you're at home, maybe you'll find that your parent is calling you maybe every now and then. At least it's monitoring your ways. But now when you reach the university, now you're the master of everything that you're doing, right?
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, so when you embrace this life and you want now to test it, right? Because people normally come into university with different intentions, right? Yeah, because there are those who have come to learn, but maybe during the way, along the way, something will happen. And maybe there are those who are just overexcited to come to the university, and maybe the intention was never to learn, but just to do other things else. That's why maybe you'll find people graduating with different maybe distinction in the university, right? Yeah, so it depends on the mentality and the self-determination.
Yeah, and so tell us, what is the intention as you joined PWANI as a first year?
Honestly, as I joined PWANI University, back I think when I was in Form 3, I used to chit-chat with my teacher, English teacher. He's called Mr. Eric Osora. He was once a university student, so he was my best friend. So I used to tell him that, you know what, bro, mimi nikienda university lazima ni enjoy maisha, So I have that mentality that when I come to this university, lazima ni enjoy life.
Like you just have to enjoy life in the university to the fullest.
Yeah. So that was my mentality. Nikikuja huko lazima ni enjoy. But at the same time, I had this notion that, coming to the university and when looking at our surrounding, my parents, my brother and sister, I was the only guy who came to university. So even if I was trying to struggle with this pleasure of this world, but I was also somehow wise to study. So I was trying to multitask, but it's different to multitask. You'll have to forfeit one and now embrace the other. And so as of me, I can say I tend to lean on the pleasure of the world. That's why I did depart and do some hustle here and there, because I have done several hustles in the university that at least enable me to cater for my upkeeps here.
Yeah, and so and now our viewers, our audience are really asking now. They're waiting for you to tell them. Give us the narration of how your life from year one, from where your innocence began being compromised, to now perhaps how you are indulging in the pleasures of the world. Like you told us you wanted to enjoy life to the fullest, and here you came as an innocent boy just from Form 4. You joined campus, you have your intentions, your objectives you want to pursue. You see that. So now just walk with us in this journey. Tell us how it was from year 1 going to year 2, and now you are almost finishing.
Yeah, that's good. And talking of pleasures of the world, or university is the place where we can say it's a nursery of sin, right? And since we are free to do anything that we want, so you'll tend to engage in anything that you want. So as of me, when I joined PWANI University, I remember it was on a Friday when I reported here. I reported with my dad. And the next week on Friday, nilikuwa nishaanza kwenda club.
The next week on Friday?
Yeah, the next week on Friday, nilikuwa nishaanza kwenda club.
And you can agree with me, when your dad brought you as a first year on that day, on that Friday, and then there are some words he told you, my son, I want you to study hard. My son, I want you to do this, to do that, just to make your dad happy. You see, he was giving you the counsel as a father, but now here you are, the counsel you were given on Friday, but just a week later, everything disappeared from your memory. What happened?
Amid the guidance, the talks from your parents, and we are still youths, and when there is a certain age when we want to explore. I can say to explore life. Yeah, even if maybe your parents have guided you, or maybe they have talked to you that, my son, when you go to the university, do this and this. Yeah, you still embrace that, but you'll also have to pursue what you know is right unto you. So as of me, as I told you earlier, I had that mentality that I must enjoy life in campus, and at the same time, I must also pass exam, right? So I used to walk in that way. As I've told you that. The next week on Friday,
you're already in the club.
Yeah, I'm in conscious of kupiga.
Is it the freshers bash or
no?
What was it?
No, it was yet to be a freshers bash. But as of me, since nilikuwa nataka nienjoy hiyo maisha, ningetafuta club yote tuanze kupiga. And I remember my first club was in Vogue. I don't know if you know Vogue.
I'm not so sure about
Yeah, Vogel is a long. It's almost. I think it's in Mnarani.
So how did you get to know about Vogel? You're just 1 week old in PWANI University. You've never been to Kilifi?
Yeah, I've never been to Kilifi, you know. But as I told you earlier, that I had that mentality to enjoy life in campus.
So
and you know, enjoying life in campus, clubbing is among them, right? Hey, that is where youths find pleasure in, and that was the first thing that I could do. At least go in to the club. Yeah, we drink, we do all sort of things that are being done on the club.
So you already met friends who took you.
Yeah,
First years too, Ama, they were from.
No, first years.
First years.
Yeah, first years.
So you went to a club on that Friday?
Yeah, on that Friday. We enjoyed life and...
you enjoyed life, you drank, you smoked, what happened?
No, talking of smoking, I started smoking while I was in second year.
Second year?
Yeah, but in first year was only alcohol.
So when you're in high school, had you ever drunk, or it was your norm of life?
Kinda, I can say kinda. But now, you know, when you're at home, you fear your parents, you know, so you cannot do these things openly.
So your parents are not aware you've ever drunk?
Yeah,
drunkard?
They were, yeah, that's the thing.
So when you came to campus, that first week, you were already at the club, you drank to your fullest?
Yeah, we enjoyed life, and you know, umeenda club, then unatoka asubuhi at around maybe 6 a.m. You know, you find it's good, it's a beautiful life.
So that day you came out of the club at 6 a.m.
Yeah, I remember it was on 6 a.m. with my friend. He's called Kelly Chogo. Yeah, he was one of my friends. Tunapenda kwenda naye club kila form, so watu wanaita form. Unasikia Friday kuna form, Friday lazima tutokeze. So that was the life. Yeah, first year, the whole of first year. Yeah, that was the life, and I feared dating then, because you know, university girls. We can say it's a stereotype, but there is some truth in it. The majority of university girls wanapenda pesa.
They love money.
They love money.
So you feared your money being taken away from you, then heartbreaks or what?
I know. You know, there's this, I think, commitment, and you know, when you start dating, they have that expectation that, well, now this is my boy, so if I want maybe to eat kuku and chips, you know, so you are the one to provide. And you know, when you're a first year, you don't have that money to feed maybe an extra gender. Yeah, so I feared by then to engage into this thing because I was somehow broke, and I could not get that enough money to cater for all this. So
the only hindrance was you are broke.
Yeah,
otherwise if you could not have been broke, you...
lazima tungeingia tu. Yeah, so hiyo ilituma nika hesitate kidogo.
So first year you were afraid?
Yeah, first year, first sem. By then I can say first year, first sem. Yeah, that's when I feared dating. But now coming to first year, second sem, now things started changing. And you know, there is a saying that says, or maybe there's a guy who said that when you move to a next level, it requires a different you. And so when I embraced the second semester, you know, so things have started changing now. And now I want also to change with how things are. You know, I went home, hustle, and come with a few bags of money. So at least I could do something else that my parent could not have supported me, right? Yeah, so ningekuwa free to do maybe kununua nguo, maybe to get a girl date and maybe try and feed her. Yeah, so first year, first sem, it was mambo ni kulewa. So ikakuja second sem, first year, so at least tukaanza kujiengage in that life. So when second year now presented itself, that's when I can say it's my climax. I can call it climax.
Second year.
Yeah, second year. Hiyo Sunday life yenye we did it to the fullest. Yeah, so that's the time first tulikuwa tushaanza kulea dread, and you know, university girls. Let me say university girls, right?
University girls.
Yeah, university girls. Wanapendaga maboy bad boy, you know.
Oh, so they love bad boys.
Wengi wao wanapendaga bad boy. So in order for you to fit in that shoe, you must also change yourself.
You have to be like
the bad boys. Yeah. So what
are the characteristics of the bad boys in the university? How will I know this is a bad boy in the university?
Previously, maybe those days, kulikuwa na hiyo the slogan. I think kuweka dread, it was the slogan.
Putting dreadlocks on
putting dreadlocks. That was the slogan. So if a girl maybe could have found you with dreadlocks, definitely kitu inge click that this guy kuna vitu anafanya. And you know, the majority of guys who have dreadlocks lazima wako wanavuta bangi.
So they smoke.
But I don't want to use it as a fallacy of generalization, but the majority wanavuta bangi, because I was in that shoe, right? And nearly my hoods, my buddies pia walikuwa the same thing, and we used to share our beliefs and everything. Atuko tunafanya kitu moja.
So you had your own two beliefs. You did things the same, like when it comes to dressing, to your way of life, it was same.
You know, you have to change it.
You have to change it.
Yeah, so now the innocence is starting to deplete. So you have now to embrace the university life. Right? Yeah, dressing, maybe wearing raggeds, you know, the singlet, exposing your chest. Maybe umepiga gym, so unataka uvae zile vitu zimekutight, at least when girls see you, wanafurahia, you know. And that was the thing. Nasa, that's the thing that we also embrace. Na tulikuja kugundua these girls love such kind of life. So we used to put ourselves in that shoes to attract men.
So that you may attract the ladies.
Yeah. And so ukipata yourself in that shoe, then you fit the life in the university. Yeah, so second year, and I remember that I was once introduced to band with my friend.
Your friend?
Yeah, hiyo siku nilikuwa nimetoka home, Manakuru. So kukuja hivi room yao, nikapata wanavuta bangi. And kuangalia the feeling, the what, hadi pia unatamani, kwani hawa watu unafilaje, see? So you also want to put yourself in that show.
You have to fit in.
Yeah, you want to fit in.
Accepted.
You have to be accepted now. Yeah, you sail on the same boat. And so I decided, let me also give a try. And trying then became the norm or the habit. So after trying, ikakuwa sasa ni bad.
So you got addicted.
Yeah, tukaanza kupiga, as in ungeamka asubuhi uvute bangi, maybe lunch upige bangi.
So asubuhi, lunch, jioni. Did you used to do it inside the school or outside at home? Ama you had a specific place where you used?
I've never resided in school, so mimi nimeishi tu nje. So hata nyumba yangu by the majority walikuwa wanapenda kuja wana roll, wanasemaga ku roll. Wanazichukua kama ziko fresh. Then mnaziroll nyinyi wenyewe, mnaziroll, then mnakuvuta.
So how did you used to get them? Like, there are people who...
Yeah, pedi, wanaitwa pedi, the peddlers. Yani wengi, even some of the university boys who wanauza bangi. Hata tu hapa tu nje ya shule, there's a place. Any place ni mingi sana.
So you used to get them just outside the school, or you had one specific person who used to supply you?
I had one of my friend, I can't mention his name. So yeye alikuwa anajua hizi vitu ni, I think he's a Giriama. He's somewhat well versed with this thing. So yeye angekuja nazo, then we roll, we do our things. Yeah, but remember, doing all these things, and you know, when you're under the influence of bang, you can do anything.
You can do anything.
Yeah, you can do anything. If it's maybe sleeping with anyone, you can just do it. Because you know, akili yako inagonga. And you know, bang ikona different effects in your body. The way it will react to me is totally different than it will react to you. Yeah, for me maybe inaweza nituma kwa wanawake, maybe wewe kutume kwa kusoma, so it depends.
So wewe ilikutuma kwa kusoma au ilikutuma kwa wanawake?
It's a tricky question.
Ilikutuma kwa zote.
For me, that's why I can say nafurahia maybe God mali alinitoa. Because for me, nikikunywa pombe na when I'm under the influence of bang and everything, akili yangu ingegonga wanawake. You know. And so you see, hiyo life kama hiyo ni Mungu tu ndiye alitusaidia tutoke huko.
God.
Yeah, so imagine umevuta bangi. Hata ulikuwa unakuja class, yani uko high. You know, you love the feeling. Yani uko high, yani macho ni red. Yani ukiangalia TV mtu unaona, yani umebambika na that life. Na sasa ndio ukipata, if a guy ajui nini alikuja kufanya shule, he will end up, even ladies do some of this thing. Yeah, they will end up with that life hadi wamaliza shule. Sasa ndio unapata pia inakucorrupt akili, kusoma itakuwa ngumu, unaona.
So in your clique of friends, you had ladies also who used to...
A lot of them. Yeah, walikuwa wanakuja room, we do them. Yani Life, freedom of the university. Yeah, ungefanya anything unataka. Yeah, wasichana wangekuja muna hold bash, unasikia hizo bash. Maybe kama ni my birthdays or maybe tunyi wenyewe muorganize bash. And then mspoiliane, mnunue mapombe, mfanye nini, mabangi, but bangi lazima ingekuwa.
It has to be there.
Bangi lazima iko. Unajua bangi ina hit sana brain. So at least unachangamka haraka. And kuna bangi na pia kuna kitu inaitwa shash. Kuna tofauti hizo vitu mbili. Ni kategori moja, but so for shash ina react tofauti sana na bangi. Hii sana inapiga kichwa sana. Kushinda bangi. But saa ingine tungetumia zote. But si life mzuri.
It's not a good life.
It's a life.
You can imagine a parent brings the child to the university, then now everything turns up upside down. And I know through all these things, your dad, your mom had no clue about what was happening in your life.
Yeah.
But did it reach a point like they like
to sense?
They became suspicious about your character?
No, because I know my dad. He's a wise guy. And I feared there's the time. I almost spent here 1 year without going home. When I was doing such things. Because hiyo siku sama changu pia ilikuwa shabadilika.
So which year was that?
I think the same, nilikuja nikadifa. So before hii period huku ndio hizi vitu mingi tumezifanya.
Around second year?
Around second year hapo. Hizi vitu zote zimekuwa tu zikioscillate around hizo masiku hapo. So nilikuwa I've done these things too much. So hadi sama changu ilikuwa ishaanza kubadilika. Unajua macho inaanza kuchange.
So you stayed like a whole year without going home?
Nearly a whole year.
With no good reason why you are staying back in school?
Yes, I'm hustling.
You're hustling. That was the term you used to tell that I'm hustling. But things on the ground totally different. Yeah,
totally different. But I never tend to depend much on them. I used to do my hustle, pay rent, and do anything that I want. So maybe I can say it was some sort of excuse. Because nikitaka kwenda home pia maybe I can fund myself. So ni ile tu mimi kuamua that, hey dad, I'm coming tomorrow, then ninaenda.
So you said your clique of the bad boys, you used to have some dreadlocks. So is there anyone telling you went home with the dreadlocks?
Yeah. So wakati zilikuwa zinakuwa, there is some retouching. You must retouch them to make them look nice. Because ukisipo retouch pia zitaka vibaya, unakasaka mwendazimu.
So you have to have other expenses of...
Yeah. There are also some other expenses that are normally involved in when you have dreadlocks. Because you retouch, you maintain them, they look black. You're just smart. Even if you're smoking or doing anything with those dreadlocks, you look smart. And she ended home with dreadlocks. And I remember, this is what my mom told me, that my sister were against for that idea. Wanaambia home wananitaka babu, wewe nyoa hizo vitu sijui nini.
But so it was the first time they were seeing you with dreadlocks.
Sasa zilikuwa zishakuwa.
So now that was all about your year 2, year 3. So it continued, that state of life you are living in, it continued till like what year? Is it 4th year, 3rd year? Because right now I don't see with dreadlocks on here.
It reached a time while I was still hustling, and napenda kuhustle sana, at least niko na yangu. So during the process of hustling, nikakuja nikapata kazi Vogue. So it was huko mali nilikwambiaga nilikuwa naenda club. So that was my first place nilipata a job. At least I can say maybe a concrete job, and at least you're sure monthly unali. But hizi siku zingine nilikuwa nafanya mjengo, maybe naenda huko Kilifi town kuuza viatu, vitu kama hizo. Sasa venye nilienda.
So what was your duty specifically there at Vogue?
Vogue, I was a waiter. But nilianza kama cleaner. I used to clean after watu shalewa. So kazi yako ni kupata machupa. I did it for nearly 2 to 3 weeks. Due to my industrial nature, boss akaona, hey, let me upgrade this guy. So akanika kwa waiter. So nikaserve there for nearly, I don't know if it's a year or what. Nimefanya huko for quite sometimes. Sasa pia kuingia hapo nikabidi sana nifanye. Yeah, just it was hard for me now to multitask, to do studies and kuenda club kufanya job, because sasa huko walinipea job permanent. So I was there to work like a permanent waiter. You know, so in the evening you're there, in the morning you're there, and you know I'm a student, so I was supposed to study. So it became a bit hard for me. So it reached a time and said, no, let me hustle first and do all these things, then I will come back to school after I'm done with this. Yeah, so after kuingia there, ndo nikaona, let me try and reduce these pleasures first, this ira ya dunia, you know, because sometimes it's hard to embrace your friend and you're working. Yeah, hapo tu katikati kuna kutakuwa na issue. So nikasema, let me try and cut them short. But sasa cutting them ikakuwa sasa tukajiingiza sasa kwa wanawake. Yeah, because unajua ukifanya kwa club, you meet different guys, you know?
It's actually a conducive environment to...
Yeah, for maybe to get anyone that you want. And you meet sponsors, you meet any type. You know, a club is a collection of
all types of
people. Of all types of people. And so pia kufanya huko kukaona challenges zimekuwa mingi. Tukatry kidogo kuzikimbia, zingine pia zimetugonga because we are youth. And the flesh is flesh. So nikafanya hapo. After hapo nikakuja pia nikapata job hapa Lexo. Still in the club.
Also a club.
Also a club. So nikafanya Lexo for 3 months. I think it's 3 months. Hadi sasa hiyo time ya corona. So when corona did its thing, so we had to stop. So kabisa watu wanze kwenda home. So during that time, so I was still here. I never had that plan of going home. Yeah. I just wanted to do my things here, maybe find another hustle. But my parent kept on calling me that, hey Babu, we need you here, you know. But I was reluctant. I never wanted to go back home. But my bro, so ndio juzi akakujaga kaniambia that, you know, tulikuwa tuna sense there is something amiss with you about the PWANI University. So after hapo, so ilibidi tu let me go home. So kwenda home ndio nikasema hapo sando life ika.
So within all this period of time, I know many people in the university, after all the things they go through, some of them get to suffer depression, stress. Did you ever reach a point that now you became depressed about life or something like that?
Depression, not really, but stress, yes. Yeah, stress was due to the boy-girl relationship. It's a normal thing in the university. Yeah, that was, I think it's something that took me just by surprise. Yeah, I used to date maybe one of the ladies in the university. And it happened that tuko click vizuri. And you know, mlikuwa mshapendana, because that's the thing inafanyika hapa university, you know, the boy-girl relationship. I mean, it's normal to an extent.
As a norm in the campus.
Yeah, to an extent that if you don't date in the university now, unakaa kama fala.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah, that's what they say. So maybe stress, I can say, yeah, but depression.
Yeah. So after all these things happened, now COVID came. No job, so you decided to go back home.
Yeah, I decided to go back home, at least now to chill with my parents, with my family. But during the process, there was still something cooking, you know, because the things that we were doing, and I was working in Lexo, I ran into some guys. Yeah, so during that process while I was at home, so kuna kitu ilikuwa inatendeka yenye it wasn't good. Maybe I can say that was now the beginning of my redemption, because wakati hiyo vitu zilikuwa zinaku ndio sasa salvation ilikuwa in. Yeah.
So tell us how you came and encountered Christ. Just talk to our audience. Tell them how it came about. You know, decided enough is enough with the relationships in campus, with dating, with alcoholism, you know, with a drug addiction and abuse. You know, and I know it's not so easy for someone who had been addicted into drugs and into alcoholism just all of a sudden now you have to leave those things and permanently you don't go back to them, especially when you are already addicted and so much into them. So what really happened? Just take us through what you did, or what happened that has made you till now, and you tell us for how long now you've not been using drugs and alcohol. Just talk to us.
Yeah, I don't know how to put it all, but maybe I would say it's by God's grace. Yeah, because it's hard.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard. It's not easy. Even my friend usually ask me, Freddy, how did you manage to just cut this thing off? Yeah, it's not easy. That's why I've told you that it's just by God's grace. And when I went home, some things happened that really touched my heart. Yeah, there was a day, I think it was on April. Yeah, the same April. The same April, the year 2020. I think is a month that it will live to linger on my mind.